In this video, we're going to make some Ninja Creami protein ice creams. I know you've seen them all over the internet, but for this particular video, we're actually going to use one specific brand. I've tried a few before and I haven't really liked them, but we're going to use FlavCity, otherwise known as Bobby Parrish, FlavCity brand. He has both vegan and whey. All of the whey have about 25 grams of protein and 10 grams of collagen. And then the vegan, let me find one of the vegan ones, is made with almond protein and it has 20 grams of protein. So either or option. For the vegan flavors that I have today, I have chocolate peanut butter, and then there is a coconut cream cold brew. So I blended all of these before I started the video just for the sake of time because there's quite a few and I got like one of every variety of his flavors. A lot of people online, I'm sure you've seen when they do their protein videos, they add like pudding or half and half. For this particular batch, what I actually did was I added some organic kefir and I added probably about like a quarter cup in each one. I would say about to this line here. And then some almond milk. These are pretty fluffy after I mixed them, as you can see here, with the vanilla cream. But before I blended it, it was actually about here. So it fluffed up as I was mixing it. So the only two flavors that were tested, I'll be really transparent ahead of time, were coffee, because I'm not a coffee person. I don't drink coffee. And so I actually had my parents try out the coffee flavors because they are coffee connoisseurs, I guess you could say. And I can tell you right off the bat, this butter coffee flavor, the butter coffee got a no. That was a nay. So take that for what you will, but my parents said it had a weird kind of taste to it. I'm guessing maybe the butter is what they were not really a fan of. So that one's a no. So I'm not even going to taste that on camera because we already know. The coconut cream cold brew, this one my dad did try and he said it was good. Like this one, it has like a good flavor to it. It's, as you can see here, pretty creamy, which is great after blended. And again, I'm not a big coffee person, but just give this a little. It's definitely coffee. Definitely very coffee-ish. The one thing that my dad did say was it probably would be nice if you just added like a little bit of coffee. So full disclosure, this already has 75 milligrams of caffeine per serving. So if you were to add something more to this, you might want to go with a decaf. Otherwise, you're basically going to have like an energy drink if you add a shot of espresso or a cup of caffeinated coffee. You might be on a little bit of a caffeine high, so I probably wouldn't recommend that one. I would say late at night. Probably not a good idea. So that's what we have for the coffee flavors. Sorry, as you can see, I have all kinds of containers here. All right, this is the chocolate peanut butter, the vegan flavor. And for I've tried the whey one before because my parents have that one very often. So I'm just going to mix it up a little bit here because they do get like a little bit soft, kind of like soft ice cream for a little bit. But you could see here, it's still pretty creamy, even without adding pudding and what was the other thing? Oh, half and half. Because the fat from, I think, like the kefir gave it a little bit more of that creaminess. And then the almond, it kind of keeps it from having like a weird aftertaste. I would say, yeah, this one tastes good. It tastes pretty much exactly like the whey one, to be quite honest. And I've had the whey one multiple times. The whey flavored chocolate peanut butter tastes just like that. The only thing that I would personally probably add is just some real peanut butter and maybe like some chocolate chips or something like that. I would definitely add in there. But as always, of course, great job with the chocolate peanut butter, Bobby. All right. So we have the chocolate peanut butter. All right. And then here we have vanilla cream. And vanilla cream is obviously, as you can see, very creamy. Again, this one was like much lower. It was filled up to that amount. And then once I put it into blend, it really fluffed up in cream, just like it says on the title, vanilla cream. So let's give vanilla cream a try. Oh, yeah, that's actually really good. It doesn't have like, some protein powders have like this kind of yucky, strong aftertaste with vanilla. That doesn't have it. It really is like light and creamy. So it's true to its name, vanilla cream. Nice and light, full of protein. So that's a really great option. The cool thing about vanilla, just like a base of like chocolate, because if you already have like just one solid base, you can add more flavor to it and things like that. So with the vanilla, I mean, you can do anything. I was actually thinking today, I know everyone's has like pumpkin spice all over the internet already, and it's only August, but you can add pumpkin to that. You could add chocolate chips to it, make it like vanilla chocolate chip. You could probably make it Rocky Road. I mean, it's a vanilla base, so it's pretty simple. So you can add it or change it into anything, which is the cool thing about vanilla. And then here we have Brownie Batter. He actually has 3 chocolate flavors: chocolate peanut butter, brownie batter, and chocolate. But the only 2 that were vegan, well, vegan, he has vanilla, chocolate, the cold brew, and I think there might be one other flavor that's vegan. So here's Brownie Batter. And this is also creamy. I mean, kind of does remind you of Brownie Batter a little bit. This one's very chocolatey, which I like. It does remind me of brownies. This one might be good with like bits of like chocolate chips in them, or like dark chocolate chips, or even probably milk chocolate chips. I mean, again, it's a solid base, so you could really turn it into anything. If you wanted to just buy a solid base of like brownie batter, you could even nix out buying the chocolate peanut butter and turn it into something like that. So the 2 that I'm actually going to mix for you on camera. So I already mixed this chocolate one time. I spun it already. And I'm just going to add some limited edition Califia Farms mint chip to kind of give it a minty flavor. And generally when you add things in as toppings, they say to make a hole in the middle, but this is pretty thick and creamy, as you can see. And so since it's a liquid base, I'm actually just gonna probably just pour it in and then mix it in a little bit to kind of turn it into mint chips. So that's what I was saying about like the chocolate and vanilla bases. You can just add in whatever you want to make it a different flavor. I do wish Bobby has made mint flavored protein powder before, but I wish he would make it like an all year long thing. So I was actually going to put this in the blender and in the machine and mix it up, but it's so creamy that I don't really need to. So I guess I'll just show you how to mix the strawberry. As you can see here, it's just mixing it up. If it was still kind of hard, you would just put it in the machine and then click the mix in button, which I will do with this next one. But let's give it a try and see if it gave it a minty flavor. It'd be nice if like Califia Farms kept that cream a little bit longer, or Bobby just made an all year long mint flavor of protein. That'd be great. That worked. That definitely worked. It gave it a nice mint flavor. I personally would probably add more because I really like kind of like that punch of mint when you're eating it. That was my favorite ice cream as a kid. So the more minty flavor, the better. So I'm going to add a little bit more. So when I stick it in the freezer, because I'm not going to eat, obviously, all of these containers. So when I stick it in the freezer, it'll continue to be very minty. Which, when you stick them in the freezer, the one thing about that is you may have to respin it So when you take them out, you can actually let them fall a little bit. Generally, it's recommended by Ninja to take these out because they're pretty rock solid. So you want to take them out and let them sit for about 8 to 10 minutes so that it's not like an ice cube, so you don't cause like stress on your machine. And then you put them in to mix. Sometimes you need to and sometimes you don't, but for most of them, I always respin them. And that mint is perfectly flavored now. So I would say I probably added maybe like a less, You know what? I'm not going to tell you an exact amount to add in for mint because I feel like, again, that's kind of a personal preference. Some people like things super minty and some people just like that hint of mint. So really just, I would say do that up by your preference. But I do like adding these. I also bought a pumpkin spice one to try. So we'll see what I'm going to do with that one. The other thing is if you don't want to add like kefir, you can always use yogurt because I used that on a different base when I made like sorbets. I used yogurt, like a dairy-free yogurt for me personally. All right, so we're going to blend this one on camera. The strawberry. So it's the berries and cream. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be a little bit creamy like the vanilla cream. So we'll see. I'm just going to rinse this off real quick. One thing I would recommend between mixes is rinsing your lid. Because say you're throwing a party or you're just making a whole bunch of ice creams, just mix it in the middle. I mean, mix it in between each one because otherwise it'll stick up here. And I don't think you want like coffee flavor in your berries or whatever. For me personally, I probably wouldn't have coffee at all, but it's a very popular ice cream flavor. So I'm just going to, it's a little different from this angle. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you basically latch it on and then you spin it. I wouldn't recommend doing it sideways like I just did. It's easier to do it in front of the machine. And then you latch it on and then I'm just going to click. Did it turn off? Yes, it did. Ice cream. And for my add-ins, I want to make sure you get familiar with the machine. I'm going to add in some freeze-dried strawberries here that I got from Aldi as a mixture. All right, so the spade is about here now. It's coming down. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. So it starts at the top, and then it spins, and it goes all the way to the bottom, and then it spins back up as it's spinning your ice cream. Sometimes you need to do a respin if it's not creamy enough, and it's still a little hard. Sometimes you don't. I can tell with this one, I let it thaw out a little bit enough to where I'm not going to need a respin. So I'm just going to actually just add this in next. Yeah, so we don't need a respin because it's thawed enough. So, and as you can see, it's pretty quick because I blended up all of these right before the video. And the machine does all the work, really. All you have to do is put your mix together, stick it in the freezer 24 hours before. When you take it out, you want to make sure that the top of it, where it's frozen, is level. So you might have to take like a knife and scrape it out and then like take a spoon or something, a metal spoon, and smooth out that top. Okay, so here, right on this side, there's a hold button. So you're going to press the hold button, release it. You hear the click, and then you just take it out, and then you twist it to unlock the latch. And so now I'm just gonna add in, all right, this one's super creamy. Again, it said berries and cream, so I expected that because the vanilla FlavCity was very creamy too. So Usually it's a little bit harder, like with thickness wise. And so you would make a hole and stick it in the middle. But this is so creamy that honestly, I would probably do the cream flavored ones, maybe on the light ice cream setting the next time. So I'm just going to put these in there and just going to I'm just going to push them in because the ice cream's so creamy. But normally you would make a hole in the middle because it would be a lot more dense and harder. And then you would put it in. I'm just going to dump all of it in. It's not going to hurt. It's probably going to be a lot more color to it once I put all these freeze-dried strawberries in there. Now, that's not the whole container, just so you know. That's what's left. It's definitely going to change the color probably a little bit. Make it maybe a little bit more pink or reddish. Okay. Oh, let me taste a little bit of this before I do that. Yeah, I would say that's very berry. Tastes pretty true to. I mean, it says berries and cream, but I feel like it tastes more like strawberry than any other kind of berry. So again, I would recommend latching this from the front, but while you're getting used to the machine, because as you can see, it looks like it takes longer, but it doesn't. And then I'm just going to press the mix-in. And it's nice, like the mix-in button, because then again, you can add like different toppings, like maybe even some of those chocolate flavors or the vanilla. Add some peanuts or walnuts or well, no, I was going to say pistachios, but every Italian I watch on YouTube, all the Italian channels, they say pistachio. So you could add some pistachio to your ice cream. I mean, really, the sky's the limit. I try to keep whatever products I'm using, though, clean inside of it, which is actually why I chose FlavCity's mixture. He doesn't have any, like, unnatural gums in here. I mean, okay, so for example, this, I'll use the berries and cream since that's mixing. All right, so it's whey protein concentrate, grass-fed, undenatured, organic banana powder, collagen, grass-fed, organic strawberry powder, coconut milk powder, cranberry powder, unrefined sea salt, cordyceps powder, reishi powder, stevia leaf extract, organic monk fruit extract. So as you can see, none of that junk or the fillers that they put in a lot of other protein powders. So, and I generally like to add collagen anyway, so that just saves one step. Although sometimes I usually have collagen on hand anyway. Okay, so, wow. When he puts cream on his flavors, he really means cream. So as you can see, that is creamy for sure. So it did change the color a little bit, but not too much. I thought it would because there's some powder in there. Okay, the strawberries in there, like a whole new level of deliciousness. You could also add fresh strawberries or frozen, but with frozen, I would chop them up finely to fit in here again so that they don't break your machine. Because you can't just stick frozen fruit in there like that either. It's not recommended for the machine because the spade is, I mean, as you can see here, it's not like a massive spade. Yeah, and I mean, it's sharp. You could definitely cut yourself, but not to cut like things that are already frozen. Okay, so, sorry, I'm just making sure my mic doesn't die on me because I've had that before. I just want to make sure it's green. Anyhow, all in all of these mixes are delicious. The only one that was a no from everyone was, again, that butter coffee. And just if you do want to give this a try, also be sure to remember this one has 87 milligrams of caffeine. So that's even more than the vegan coconut cream cold brew at 75 milligrams. So just keep that in mind when you're having the coffee flavors. Again, you might want to have them earlier in the day, or be careful if you add extra caffeine or something. You don't want to spike your cortisol levels and not be able to sleep at night. So just remember that one has caffeine. The rest of these do not. And so the other flavors again are chocolate. We had brownie batter. To the chocolate, I added mint, but you could again add anything. Same with brownie batter. I mean, it's pretty, pretty simple of a flavor, just like chocolate and vanilla. The only thing I would say is it has like a little bit of a different chocolate flavor than the chocolate. Like that's more of a smoother kind of chocolate. And this one really is kind of more like a brownie. So just like a little bit more of that chocolate. And then here is the chocolate peanut butter plant-based. But as I told you, I have tried the chocolate peanut butter whey a lot. So here's the chocolate peanut butter whey. So those are the options there. And then we have the vanilla cream. Vanilla also comes in vegan. Just as the chocolate also comes in vegan. And then the very last one we did was berries and cream. And I added from Aldi some freeze-dried strawberries. So I would say by the time that I added in some of this, okay, so about a cup is 11 grams of protein. I added about a quarter cup in each of those, and then probably about maybe a cup or half a cup. No, wait, actually I followed the instructions. So the instructions say add contents to 12 ounces of milk. This one says, one of them said, yeah, they all say 12 ounces. So I actually added a little bit less because I didn't want it to be filled all the way to the top. So I think I added about 8 ounces, and then I added about a quarter cup of kefir. But again, you could use any type of yogurt too. I just wanted it to be a little bit thicker. Plus they already have collagen in these mixes, which also add like thickness, just like, you know, everyone's adding the pudding for that same reason, to thicken it up. So for 8 fluid servings of this is about 1 gram of protein. So I would say, all right, these are 26 grams of protein, probably like just under 30 grams of protein between the kefir and the milk, along with the 25 grams of protein you got here and the 10 grams of collagen. Just a reminder though that the vegan is 20 grams of protein. And I don't think there's no collagen in here because again, it's vegan. And I'm not sure he's figured out another option for that because collagen is obviously not vegan. So all in all, really great job, really great flavors at FlavCity. Clean mixes, really great to work with. You can kind of mix it up. And there are ways to make protein ice cream without using pudding mix and, you know, half and half and things like that to make them lighter and more protein dense and a little bit cleaner without all the extra gums that, you know, can cause like digestive issues and things like that. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Highly recommend Ninja Creami. Love all Ninja's products. So if they want to sponsor me, that'd be great. As well as Barefoot Dreams, which is also my favorite that I'm wearing today. It's just as a side note, super comfy. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a favorite FlavCity flavor or a favorite way to make your protein ice cream, definitely feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm sure everybody likes to know different ways to get creative. It's always fun to do that. And if you have any other ideas, you know, of flavors to try, leave that in the comments as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I highly recommend a Ninja Creami and FlavCity protein, as well as I really do like this kefir, by the way. It's Green Valley, just in case you're wondering, lactose free. So be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you for watching.